Good evening or morning or whatever time you're watching this at. Welcome to episode 15 of the Bad Psychics podcast. Today we are reviewing our predictions from Wimbledon 2025. As always, I am joined by a couple of idiots. On this occasion, I predict he's most likely to go down with an injury in round one. It's Dizzy. And I predict that she is most likely to jinx the entire tournament.
There we go.
It's Eloise. How are you both?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Excellent.
Yeah.
I mean, let's start with a couple of quick overall questions. Eloise, we'll touch on why you jinxed the whole thing later. But did you did you enjoy this year's Wimbledon?
Yes.
Okay, good.
It was very much Wimbledon. Yeah. Yeah. It wimbled the duns. Yeah.
Okay, let me ask a slightly broader question to Dizzy then. Any particular highlights for you from this year's tournament? If you say no, I'm going to kick off. I'm not.
Think about it.
Tennis was played.
I don't know. The problem was I don't think anything really did stick out.
Okay, I mean,
Maybe
Yeah.
the first round, the chaos that happened with the
Bloodbath.
seeds. That's maybe that was the highlight because the first 2 days were quite chaotic. Maybe that.
Yeah, I'd say the first 4 days, even the second round, seemed to have an absolute flurry of mayhem in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something about Wimbledon, right?
Yeah, indeed. Anyway, let's switch to our spreadsheet in a whole. We are gonna start with discussing the men's section. And yeah, section 1. All of us predicted Sinner to get through. However, that probably shouldn't have been the case. Eloise, would you like to issue a global apology?
Well, okay. So, what happened is I decided to message Z while the Sinner Dimitrov game was going on, and I hadn't messaged Z about Wimbledon the entire tournament. I messaged him because it looked like Sinner was very much gonna lose and very much fall at the fourth round, and I'd say not even like 60 seconds after I sent that message, Dimitrov gets injured. I think did he tear his pec or something?
Yeah.
Was that the injury?
Something
Yeah.
like that.
So I literally, and yeah, so I'm now being blamed for the entire tournament. Spoiler alert. So gave me points.
It did.
But it gave us all points, to be honest. So
Yeah.
there's that.
Yeah.
I at least have points, which I doubt I'll get many others today, because it was a very bad prediction.
Fair. I mean, yeah, all of us get some points for Senna. Section 2. Ye of little faith, you two. I said my boy, Ben Shelton, would get through his section of the draw. And he did. And I am the only person to get points from that. And I am feeling very smug, up the Ben Shelton. Just a shame that he couldn't get rid of Sinner in the quarterfinals, but you know, he gave me points. Humbert and Musetti. I mean, Humbert lost in the first round, and
Yep.
so did Musetti. So, you know, I know ball, you two don't, even though that's not necessarily going to be a recurring theme. I'm at least going to take my one of my few victories. Section 3. All of us flopped. I went Menchik, you two went for Draper. I mean, Dizzy, was it a shock for you to see Draper go out so early?
No. I mean, we did say that he had a tough second round. I don't actually remember who the third round was, even if he'd won that, but I remember it was difficult as well.
Well, I mean, it would have been Bublik if it had gone with seedings.
Bublik,
It ended up being Muna who got through.
To be honest, the thing about it was that I put Draper, but like, I don't know, it was a very tough section. I could have seen maybe 4 or 5 take that spot, and I don't know, me and Eloise both went for the Brit, and that was probably the bad thing to do, to be honest, but you know.
Yeah, bias.
I mean, it ended up being Caboli. Eloise, were you surprised to see Caboli have as good a run as he did?
From someone who maybe isn't as informed as other people on the players, sure, yeah. I wasn't expecting it, considering how good Cilic looked against Draper, but Caboli did quite well. So it's nice to see him have a good tournament, and unfortunately just get kind of taken apart by Djokovic.
Well, that leads us nicely onto section 4.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say we both did, like, we all did better here in that the round 4 matchup was Djokovic versus de Minaur. When de Minaur took the first set 6-1, I was kind of thinking I might be onto something here, but no,
nope.
not in the end. Djokovic won in 4. I mean, Eloise, you were pretty confident in Djokovic going far. I mean, it felt like, despite him making a fair way through, he also didn't look like the Djokovic of old necessarily. Do you think there was an element of luck, or do you just think that, like, class won out over, in tennis terms, him being an old man?
Probably a little bit of both. I think his path to the 4th round didn't seem as challenging as it could have been. He very much looked comfortable, if not slightly challenged, but then definitely comfortable in the second round against Evans, and comfortable in the third, and then de Minaur, he was able to, I suppose, just experience, isn't it? And that's probably what also got him through to the semi. It's just experience, and the fact that it's Novak Djokovic at Wimbledon. You know, he doesn't need to play amazing to get results, and he very much did that. But is this his last? Probably not, but it'd be one of his last, I expect. I've not heard anything if he is retiring, but
yeah, I mean, I think the indication that I took from one of the interviews that he did is possibly that he'll retire next year. It sounded like he wanted to have I think he felt like maybe this was his last season of being able to compete seriously, and then next season might be a bit of a farewell tour.
Or part-time.
That's what I took from an interview I read with him. But
that checks out.
Mate, literally, you have just played the 4 songs. Because
Yeah.
What's the point
Part-time.
of doing anything else?
Yeah, absolutely. Section 5. All of us agreed. All of us went for Taylor Fritz. I mean, I think Dizzy, it didn't necessarily look like it was going to be Fritz when he went to 2 5-setters in his first 2 rounds. Did that, for you, expose a weakness in Fritz, or was that a sign of strength that he managed to come through both of them?
No, that was typical this generation of the tennis players that, are seeded about, from 3 to 8, that decide, let's have a bit of fun and get embroiled in a 5-set classic for no apparent reason against players who shouldn't. Because it's not like it's just Fritz that's done that over the years. So
yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I think, but at the same time, it probably did affect him going on later in the tournament. But at the same time, I'm not sure if he would have beat Djokovic anyway. He nearly did. He nearly took it to that 5th set, and I don't know what would have happened in the 5th set. But, I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. Quite a lot of them seem to unnecessarily get embroiled in a struggle early on, and that's the difference between them and, say, a Djokovic.
You're not wrong. But yeah, that got us all some points. Let's flip to a section when none of us get points.
Nope.
Because we all picked first round losers. I mean, Dizzy, I'll start you off on the possibly slightly less surprising one, but you might disagree. Of Mayshrak knocking out Berrettini in 5 sets. We obviously both backed Berrettini to have a run. How big a surprise was that for you?
No, I was genuinely a little bit more surprised by this one, to be honest.
I did, yeah.
It's not necessary. I'm not even saying not necessarily because of Zverev, but I don't know, Mike Chirac or Mike Check or however the official pronunciation is. He'd never really done anything in grass before it, and he's more a clay courter, and I didn't expect him to do anything against someone like Berrettini, but whereas Zverev did have quite a dangerous-ish opponent, that's why I say that, but it was a bit of a shambles, really. And this is what I mean by the first 2 days were just mayhem.
Absolutely. And then Eloise, you a lot of your picks were based off of seedings.
Yep.
Didn't work out particularly well with Zverev. How shocked were you to see him lose to Rinderknech?
From what I was told about Zverev not really being the most consistent, not that surprised because he didn't look amazing. Is also very much a very good example of seeds 3 to 8 for some reason getting themselves embroiled in a 5-set classic, but yeah. I sadly am not surprised, and I definitely wouldn't have predicted Zverev to do anything now, but yeah, it's a shame, but wouldn't say I'm surprised.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, worked out really well for Karen Khachanov. because basically he was the only seed in that section to even make it to round 2, and even then nearly blew it with 5 sets needed against both Mochizuki and Bullhez. But good run to the quarters for Kachanov. Then we come to section 7, and again, all of us wrong. Eloise, we'll start with you. You had seed number 8, Holger Rune, with a 2-set lead over a qualifier. How have you ended up with somebody who lost in the first round?
Because I predicted a seed around the top 10 who isn't Alcaraz or Djokovic. That's how it happened. I mean, Jerry was pretty good, but yeah, it happens. I think I picked another one that has a lot more experience than other surfaces other than grass, and just expected, because he's a good player, that he'd get through, which is not how it works. So I mean, I'm happy in the end on this section because we had a good winner, but yeah, annoying.
Yeah, I mean, by contrast, Dizzy and I went for Lehechka. He ended up losing in round 2 to Bellucci in straight sets, which was wild. It did mean that Cam Norrie, cracking run from him, took out Batista Agut, 12th seed TFO, Bellucci, who'd beaten Lehechka, and Jarry, who knocked out Rune. I mean, Dizzy, this is 2 slams in a row where Cam Norrie has had a good run. Is he having a bit of a career revival?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think last year was not a good year. I don't think the year before was a very good year either, what I remember. And I mean, I remember Don Evans did that this as well. We kind of plummeted and got form back. It just takes maybe 1 or 2 tournaments to kind of get you going again. And I don't know, we'll see what he does in the US swing. He's got momentum. It's just a case of trying to keep hold of it, because it's obviously more difficult than you think to actually manage that, particularly when you look at the players around you. But at least it's also a case of, at least it's a lot of ranking points he's managed to garner up and not worry about until the summer next year now.
For sure.
And that helps get into Masters and 500s without having to play qualifiers or consider, maybe I need to play a challenger or whatever. So
absolutely. And then we come to section 8, and this one, perhaps unsurprisingly, all of us went for Alcaraz. All of us were correct. I mean, I don't. Was there really anybody who could have really challenged him? I mean, you had Tsitsipas go out in round 1 with an injury. Auger-Aliassime is very inconsistent. Rublev, very inconsistent. I mean, to be honest, I kind of feel that maybe that should have been taken as a given, but it does at least get all of us points. So then we go up to the losing semi-finalists onwards. I mean, Eloise, you went for Sinner and Zverev. Zverev was long out. Sinner ends up winning the tournament. So no
0.
no points there. I mean,
you both went frauds.
I mean, when it, well, actually no. I tell you what. I'll save that question for when we get to the finalists. I went for Fritz and Shelton. I mean, I'm pleased with that. I got a semi-finalist and a quarter-finalist. Dizzy, you went for Fritz and Humbert. Humbert did not come off for you. However, we then come to the finals. I mean, all of us had Alcaraz in it, but all of us had him winning it. I mean, this is sort of a two-part question, and I'll ask you one part each. First of all, I guess, Dizzy, are you shocked that Alcaraz didn't win?
Yes and no. Because my opinion changed with who was playing in the final. If it had played out how I had it, where he played Djokovic in the final, I was pretty confident he was winning that. But with obviously real life, it was Sinner. And before the final, if you'd asked me to predict it, I was very 50-50 on it. And there was a part of me that thought Sinner was going to get revenge for the French.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was due a big win against Alcaraz, and I thought maybe this was going to be the one, and it proved to be. So I would say yes, but you know, I had conflicting opinions on it.
That makes sense.
Like,
yeah, I think that's understandable. Eloise, you had Sinner going the furthest of any of the three of us. By the end of it, were you surprised that he did win?
I mean, considering the fact that he should have lost, I'm surprised he was able to bring it back round. But then again, you think he is obviously a really good player, has lots of experience in Grand Slam finals. Considering that's his fourth Grand Slam win, right? Fifth? Am I?
Fifth win or fifth final?
Oh, I mean win, but is it his fifth final?
I mean,
Because it's his fourth win.
It's definitely his fourth win. He's had at least one of the final. I think he's had at least two of the finals, hasn't he?
Okay.
No. Fifth final.
Because he won.
There we go.
Okay,
final.
but he won the last two Australian Opens. He won Wimbledon this year, and then he won the US Open last year.
Yeah.
So, and the only
And
other
when you
person to
think
win it in the
about
last 2 years was Alcaraz. So
when you think about
Yeah.
it, 4 finals out of 5 aren't bad.
it's incredible. That is an incredible ratio, and I'm annoyed now. I'm kicking myself that I didn't predict Sinner to get to the final, considering it's literally just been the Sinner versus Alcaraz. But I suppose I was blinded by the nostalgia of Djokovic being Djokovic. But yeah, I didn't expect him to. Well, I mean, he was losing. I didn't expect him to then. What was his next match after that? I didn't expect him to then beat Shelton, but it was quite simple.
Yeah.
After the first set, it was, and then I didn't expect him to 3-0 Djokovic either. So, and then I didn't expect him to look as good as he did against Alcaraz.
Yeah.
So.
This often can happen though. If something happens earlier in the tournament that they look so certain to go out, like it did, and he should have probably been out. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
He might have come back, but I mean,
No, he was looking down and out. Like he was looking
But,
down
like-
and out.
but like that could often happen. It's a second wind. You've got the second chance, and
Yeah,
they
it's
play more freely because they feel they've got no pressure now. And maybe that was it.
yeah, it's very much like if you have composure, if you have kind of strong mentality, if you're gonna buckle under that, or if you're gonna then, as you said, take it like, oh, I've got nothing to lose now, and just like go for it. And I suppose that's what happened. Probably that's probably exactly what happened. And yeah, it was a really good win in the end.
Fair. I mean, a few stats from the men's about how dominant Sinner and to a degree Alcaraz has been.
Yeah.
This is the first time since the rankings were started in 1973 that the 1 and 2 ranked players contested 3 majors in a season, and there's a chance that it could be 4 by the end of it.
It probably will.
Yeah.
It probably will.
Sinner's the second youngest player ever to reach the final at all 4 majors. Only Jim Courier did it younger, and he's the youngest ever to reach 4 consecutive Slam finals. So, I mean, Sinner, he's a bit good at tennis.
Yeah, he's bit controversial, but very good at tennis.
Indeed.
You know, it's a lot of people say like, because that match against Djokovic was a major reality check for him, because it wasn't just the fact he got hammered.
Yeah.
It was the fact he got hammered by someone that basically plays the same way as him about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And that was a major reality check.
Indeed. Anyway, let's have a look at what all of this meant for the
Oh God.
for the scoring in
I
the
fear.
men's.
Oh no.
Hang on, what happened? Right, hold on. That should be that as well. There we go.
Oh my god.
Overall, Eloise picks up 8 points. I mean, it's worth saying, all of us got 4 out of 8 of the 8 sections. So at that point, all of us were even. The only difference is that Dizzy and I picked Fritz as a semi-finalist. It's literally one prediction that's given us 5 points over Eloise. So yeah, starts off 13 points for me, 13 points for Dizzy, 8 for Eloise. Right, now let's move to the women's. Okay, we are back talking about the women's draw now, which arguably was even more of a clusterfuck than the men's. Some very curious happenings. I mean, let's start with a rare moment of success for all of us, that we all predicted Sabalenka to come through the...
No, I didn't.
No, read it. No.
Oh yeah. Okay. Rare moment of success for all of us that aren't Scottish.
Don't Dizzy.
Well, 2 of us went for Sabalenka. Oh God. I mean, Eloise, she ended up making it to the semis, but for this bit, just talking about section 1, made it through without dropping a set. Was that level of dominance expected?
Yeah, it's Sabalenka. I don't think I think the only game of that first section I watched of hers was against Raducanu, and yeah, it was just quite like dominant, and Emma just couldn't really get anything. And yeah, I've heard the rest are sort of the same. So it's just kind of, if not spectacular, just hard to beat.
Fair. Dizzy, you went for Svitolina. Svitolina I went for in our other predictions thing that's off stream. So, I mean, were you shocked to see Svitolina go out as early as she did to Mertens?
Yeah. Like, if it had been at the French, that would have been more believable. Like, I've never really considered Mertens that dangerous on grass, but she played a good match of what I've seen. I've seen maybe the second set of it. I mean, it surprised me, but then further down the line, then yes, I would have definitely had Sabalenka in that section.
Fair. Okay, so that's points for Eloise and I. Then we move on to section 2. I mean, yeah, I'll be honest. I don't know that any of us would have even had Sigemund as like our 5th choice for this section.
Not a chance.
Yeah, all of us went for Keys. Keys lost to Sigemund. I mean, Dizzy, I know you're a huge fan of Sigemund. I mean, was this a fluke, or could this be the start of something for Sigemund?
I don't think so. I think it's just been one of those fairy tale runs for her, to be honest. I mean, she's had like moments in her career before. Like, I remember she won the US Open doubles title. But I don't know. Like, it's not just that. She's at the later stages of her career as well. It's not like, I think it's maybe like a similar situation to Maria winning Queens, where it just all clicked.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, Eloise, we all went for Keys. Were you shocked that it wasn't Keys, or is it just a shock who Keys lost to?
I mean, yeah, because God, that was such a section that was just so open, because obviously Badoza lost to Bolter, who then lost to a lucky loser in Sierra, who got all the way to the 4th round. But like, yeah, you would have thought Keys would have gone through there, so it was very much a yeah, it's not much more to say really. It was a very open section that no one would have been able to predict sensibly.
No one was predicting Sierra against Sigemund.
No, not at all.
Not a chance.
I
like,
mean,
if I was trying to be edgy and put out a prediction of like a unranked player, I would have said Bolter just because I'm biased. That's the only thing I would have.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to know if somewhere in the world there's like
someone said
one person who predicted a Sigemund Sierra 4th round.
Surely not, because I remember Sierra was so late in as well. It was literally an hour before the match.
Oh, yeah,
which makes it even more mental. But,
that is incredible, actually. If I didn't realise it was that. Oh my god. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. then we move on to section 3, the only section that all of us did get right, and I'm actually reading this time. Amanda Anisimova. I mean, I think it's difficult to. I mean, I guess I'll ask you, Dizzy, because you might be able to quantify it more. How will Anisimova fail about this tournament, given such a strong run, but then just such a disaster at the end?
She's in a funny position, being American as well, because it's the US swing now.
Mm-hmm.
And anyone with any sense after losing that final, the way that she did, would take just a break. Not like a long break, but maybe like a 3 or 4 week break, just to kind of process it and then try and eliminate it from your mind and try and think of the positives and whatever. But like, she's not going to want to really take a long break because it's the US Open swing.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose sort of follow-up question on it. I mean, the last time I can remember somebody being blown off the court in a women's final quite like that was Bouchard, and even that wasn't as bad. But that loss, in my opinion at least, basically signalled the end of Bouchard's career. She was never the same after that. In your opinion, is Anisimova the sort of player that will come back from this, or could this be a similar situation?
Maybe, because I think it was different finals, because this one was worse because it was all in Anisimova's racket with how it happened, whereas with Bouchard it was, I mean, she wasn't good obviously in the final, but a lot of it, to be fair, was Kvitova just completely blasting her off the court. So I'm not even sure what Bouchard could have done, really. I don't think she would have won even if she played her best. I think Kvitova was that good that day. But possibly, because it's not like in this. Anisimova been spoken about like since she was a teenager. I remember, ironically, she beat Kvitova when she was 15 or 16 at Indian Wells, but she's never been quite the teenage prodigy as what Bouchard was.
Mm-hmm.
So there's never been quite as much expectation on her as Bouchard, and she's also had she had a French Open semi-final run before. She's had that long break due to mental health.
Mm-hmm.
So I would think, obviously I don't know, but I would think that she's got a very good team around her that can help her through it, because she's already dealt with it, overcome it, and improved from it.
Okay, that makes.
But we'll see.
Right. Yeah. I definitely realise it's not something any of us can say with any certainty. What we can say with certainty is that all of us had a disaster in section 4. I mean, I don't know who has it worse, really, because I went for Ayla Tomljanovic, who lost in round 1. You two went for Jabeur, who was the first person out of the entire tournament.
Yep.
But it was because of... it was sickness rather than injury, wasn't it?
Illness, yeah.
And Jabeur has since said she's going on a break, I think?
Yeah.
Yep. Step back for her own well-being.
Okay, so, I mean, look, I guess Eloise Pavlyuchenkova, is that a shock? Because Pavlyuchenkova sort of flatters to deceive a lot of the time. She can be excellent when you don't expect her to, and rubbish when you expect her to do well. I mean, what was your takeaway from her run?
I mean, honestly, I'll be honest here. I think the whole story of the section for me wasn't her, so it was more of a shame that she won in the end for me. But yeah, some of the names she beat was pretty good. So yeah, it's impressive she did that, but not really knowing much about her, I can't really say much.
You're just.
I'd rather talk about Sunny Cartel.
I mean, all right, go on.
She was incredible.
Yeah, I'll give you
absolutely
a minute to talk
incredible.
about Sunny Cartel.
Yeah, because the whole run of Sunny Cartel, which unfortunately ended at the 4th round, was just mesmerizing. You know, beating Ostapenko and then beating Tomova and Parry. Like, yeah, really good. Obviously, the furthest a woman got who's British at Wimbledon this year, and she did really well. So yeah, that was unfortunate. The story, me my British bias. That was the story of that section, and unfortunately she lost. But yeah, proper impressed with that run. Really good run, and hopefully it's not the last run of hers. But yeah, so unfortunately I can't say much more. But yeah.
Then we move on to section 5, which was also a disaster. Yay! I went for Iala, who lost in round 1 to Krejcikova. I mean, and then Dizzy, you went for Kudermetova, who lost to Eloise's choice, which was Ama Navarro, which, I'll be honest, I thought was going to be the worst choice of the three of us. Turned out to be the best choice of the three of us.
Yeah.
I mean, are you feeling at least a little bit justified, Eloise?
Yeah, retribution. You know, it was like I was treated like I'd made a really stupid decision. You know, Kvitko was going to win, and she very much, unfortunately, struggled in that match and got easily beat. But I'm annoyed that Navarro didn't win that 4th round match. But yeah, she had a solid, if not spectacular, Wimbledon. But she lost to the higher seed, so I suppose she did what was expected. But yeah, I'm happy at least that that's a little bit of just I don't know, ego points for me. Little moral victory, I don't know. Yes, it was I watched that Navarro Kvitko match, and yeah, I was like sort of happy that I predicted it well, but it also was kind of a sad moment because obviously that would be the last time she'd appear at Wimbledon, so yeah.
And then, I mean, in the end, it was Mira Andreeva who came through. Dizzy, was this a bit of a coming of age on grass for Andreeva?
Possibly. Yeah, it's hard to know the grass because the season's so short. I mean, next year she could end up having a disaster. It's always hard to know the grass. I'd say maybe next year would be a bigger indication of how. I think grass is always just about confidence, really. How confident do you feel playing on it? And that comes with playing matches. And I'm surprised that she got helped a little bit. She had a handy draw in the first 2 or 3 rounds to kind of get her footing in. There was nothing threatening about her first few matches. So that helped her. I think if she had someone like Pavlyuchenkova or Tomljanovic or someone like that, then I think it might have been a different story. But No, but it'll have given her confidence on the grass anyway, because it was definitely her least confident surface.
Yeah. Then we move on to section 6. Eloise and I went for Pegula. She ended up losing in round 1 to Cocciaretto. So not our finest hour. I think it's safe to say that neither of us I thought there was a possibility it wouldn't be her that got through the section. I did not think she would get knocked out in round 1 by Cocciaretto. I'm not sure Cocciaretto would have expected to win that match, to be honest. However, coming in with a clutch pick, which is going to get better in a bit, Dizzy, Belinda Bencic. I mean, obviously you weren't surprised by her run, given your prediction, but did she achieve it in the way that you expected her to?
Yeah, I would say, yeah. I mean, I thought, to be fair, I thought it was going to be Pegula she would play in the 4th round. But no, I mean, I don't know, I fancied her chances. It felt like she was due it. She'd kind of had like a quiet few months because of a couple of injuries. So it felt like maybe going into Wimbledon, she's had enough rest to kind of kick on. And it was funny because I need to check who it was so that I can get it right, because she'd played one of her opponents, Alexandrova, I don't need to check, I just remembered. Alexandrova, she got absolutely battered by in Berlin. And when I realised that after I predicted, I thought, oh, maybe I've made a mistake here. But no, I mean, she clearly learned from that and won it. I just fancied her chances, I thought. And she's had a good run at Wimbledon before. So, I don't know, I just had a feeling.
Fair enough. Sometimes a feeling is all you need. We move on to section 7. Dizzy and I went for Elena Rybakina. In the end, she lost to Clara Tauson, which that was mind-blowing to me. I was not expecting Tauson to do anything in that match whatsoever. However, Tauson herself then lost to Eloise's pick of Iga Swiatek. I mean, grass has traditionally been her weakest surface. Was that a prediction you were at any point worried about based on that, or actually did you just, think we were being unfair on her?
Honestly, because obviously you two were very big on Rybakina. I thought, I missed Novius because you just seemed very, very confident. But no, I was pretty like Swiatek. Yeah, I was like, even if inconsistencies on grass, like she is one of the better women's players, so surely has a chance. And yeah, she definitely had a chance. And I caught bits and pieces. I completely missed the women's Wimbledon final for clarification, but it doesn't look like I missed much. Yeah, I didn't miss much at all.
Wasn't difficult to miss it. I mean,
yeah, mad.
I'm pretty sure I had a nap, and it was the duration of the women's final.
Yeah, because the the stat I wanted to say about the women's final, and to talk about Swiatek, I'll say it now. Was well, I mean, it was under an hour, for example, just for yeah. So it was under an hour. It was the second ever Grand Slam in the Open era. Second ever Grand Slam final in the Open era that ended 6-0, 6-0 for the women, which was the 1988 French Open was the first time.
Okay.
And it was the first time since 1911 it's happened at Wimbledon.
Wow.
So yeah, those were cool stats I just wanted to say.
Yeah.
About how mad that final was, which I didn't watch, but like I said, I didn't miss much. Yeah, I'm happy for her. She finally won Wimbledon. Yeah, not much more to say. I'm happy I got points over you two. 'Cause it won't happen much. It hasn't happened much.
On the flip side, I called Eloise out for jinxing the men's draw. Dizzy, would you like to make an apology for putting into the universe that Swiatek's first tournament win in a year would come at Wimbledon after she'd lost a load of clay tournaments?
Yeah, I said, I don't remember when I said it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Miami time, roughly. I said it jokingly with no belief whatsoever it would happen. That, how did I phrase it? I said, lol, imagine if the tournament Iga next wins will be Wimbledon.
Yes.
And Z then replied saying, ha, no chance. And then Iga didn't win a clay tournament. And I don't know, and to be fair, I said to you during the tournament, or during the tournament, I was like, I think I've maybe cursed this. I think Iga's about to win this.
Yes, you put
She
it
did.
into the universe. I mean, on things that didn't get put into the universe, none of us managed to put Coco Gauff going through Section 8 into the universe. Indeed, she lost in round 1 to Yastremska. I mean, I'll be honest, I think I said this on the first episode, but I'll say it again. I know more about men's tennis than I know about women's tennis. However, Coco Gauff is somebody that ordinarily I will watch her matches. I enjoy the way she plays. She has the type of women's game I enjoy. She was awful.
Yep.
Like, don't get me wrong, Yastremska played well. Yastremska capitalised on the rubbish that Gauff was putting out, but Gauff was bad. I know she can be a bit inconsistent, but she's usually the sort of inconsistent that if you put her against an unseeded player, she'll fail the eye test, but she'll still get through. This match, I'm pretty confident that from about the third game, I was watching it going, Yastremski's going to win this. I mean, yeah, she was bad. By contrast, who wasn't bad was Samsonova. I mean, I don't feel, Dizzy, like we discussed Samsonova a great deal. So with the benefit of hindsight, was this a surprise?
Not really, no. I think it's quite easy, as you said, just to automatically re-put Coco Gauff. But I mean, grass is her weakest surface, which obviously played badly anyway. But by contrast, grass is Samsonova's best surface. She's won quite a few titles in grass. Very loves grass courts. So didn't surprise me at all. If she'd ended up playing Coco Gauff, okay, I think of what I remember in our private predictions, I'm sure I put some sort of in the fourth round. So judging by this, I would have had Coco winning it, but probably when I was thinking about it, I was very 50-50 on it. And yeah, no, it didn't surprise me.
Gotcha. Okay, well, then we move to the semi-finals. I mean, all of us went for Anisimova, who ended up being a losing finalist, so no points on either of those from her. Eloise and I both went for people who lost in round one to be a losing semi-finalist. Dizzy's Belinda Bencic pick comes good again. He gets 5 points off of that. But then, like, after that, Eloise and I had a Sabalenka Goff final. Neither of them there. Dizzy had a Keys Rebecca final. Nope, nowhere near either. I mean, I think it's fair to say we struggled with the women's predictions overall. And if I go to the scoring tab for this one, yeah, it looks like that. Lots of zeros. This was not my strong point.
Not mine.
4 points for me. Eloise does better than me with 6.
Somehow.
I mean, you were the only person to pick 3 of the 8 section winners. Dizzy and I only picked 2.
Look at me.
It's just one of his semi-final picks came off. So 5 points from that. And he gets to 9 points on the women's.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, right. We're going to switch to the miscellaneous section now. But what I'm going to do first, I'm going to put the men's and women's total on the miscellaneous scoring one, so that we can see there that, you know, those have been filled in, and we'll go through the miscellaneous a bit more gradually. So start off with the men's and women's flops. I mean, women's flops. We all went for Chinwen.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, she did lose in round 1, so it was a good choice. It's just she wasn't the women's flop because that turned out to be Goff. So no points for any of us there because Goff was worse. On the men's flop though, I mean, Dizzy, you went for Cerundolo, who did lose in round 1, so you got round 1 losers in both of them. Just not ones that were good enough. Eloise, you went for Shelton. Ha 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 ha. Fuck you.
I get out. Yeah. Get out. Yeah.
And I went for Zverev, who failed. So add those points, and that's a big 10 points into my section for picking Zverev as a flop. No points for anybody else in that section. Next we go to the men's and women's drops. This was how many seeds would lose in each section. It was 10 points if we got the exact number, 5 if we were closest, 2 if we were second closest, and none if you were the furthest away. I mean, both as we've alluded to several times, were an absolute shit show. So perhaps unsurprisingly, I got the closest. Very irritatingly, I mean, the men's, none of us were anywhere near on. It was 19 out of the 32 were out in the first 2 rounds.
Jesus.
Shocking.
Yeah. The women's, though, I'm kind of a little bit annoyed because the actual number turned out to be 17, and if I was waiting on the result of Leila Fernandez to find out if I was going to get it bang on with 16, but no, it ticked over to 17. So in terms of what that does for the points, I get 5 points from both of those. Dizzy and Eloise both get a 2-point boost for being second in one of them. Next we go to the runners. So these were the player that would go the furthest, the unseeded player who would go the furthest in each draw. In the men's, none of us did brilliantly. I've no idea what I was thinking. Like, genuinely, not a clue why I suddenly thought that Christopher O'Connell was going to be incredible. I can't. I don't know. I think I was drunk or something. Midset, not necessarily doing brilliantly either. The actual answer would have been Cam Norrie.
Yep, Norrie.
Who, I mean, I did consider, so I'll take that as a win, but that's about it. The women's, though, Dizzy again, Belinda Bencic is coming in clutch for Dizzy and getting him a lot of points. Meanwhile, Eloise and I, once again, failing with our
stinker.
round one. I was going to say
absolute
round one losers.
Stinker.
Yeah, not good. Not good. But in terms of what that does, that gives Dizzy 5 points for Bencic. None of the rest of us have anything at all. Then we go to final set tie breaks. So this was how many matches would end with a final set tie break. Again, 10 points if exact, 5 if you're closest, 2 for second closest, 0 if you're furthest away. Dizzy went for 7, I went for 9, the answer ended up being 8. As a result, we're kind of first and second, so what I've done is I figured the first and second points combined is 7, so I've given us half of them each, so 3.5 points each.
I thought you gave yourself and Dizzy 7. I was about to flip.
No, absolutely not.
I was about to flip.
No, I considered giving us both 5. I did consider that, but no, I decided 3.5 points each.
Okay. I was forgiven.
Yeah. Final. This was our prediction for how many 0, 1 or 2 of the finals would go to a final set. We all said 1. The answer was a resounding 0.
Got close. Like, the men's could have happened. The women's was very close to this happening. Very close.
Oh, just truly.
Oh, so close. could have got points in the women's one there.
Yeah. So that means no points there. Next, we go to injuries. So this was how many matches would end in retirement. So like not an end result, but Dizzy went for 3, Eloise 5, I went for 8. Once again, this is 10 points for exact, 5 for nearest, 2 for second nearest. The answer was 7 matches ended, and that means that I get 5 points, Eloise gets another 2 points, no points for Dizzy on that one. Next we have rain days. This was how many days would play have to be stopped at some point for the rain. Again, same format. 10 for exact, 5 for closest, 2 for second closest, none for furthest away. I went for 5, Dizzy went for 4, Eloise went for 3, though she was very dismissive of the question. She shouldn't have been dismissive of the question because she got it bang on. It was 3 days that it rained on, and as a result, Eloise gets 10 points for that question.
Wow, 10?
Yes.
10?
Yeah.
10?
10. You got it exact.
Jesus. I didn't expect it to be 10. Wow, I randomly guessed a number and I got 10 points.
Yeah,
wow, okay.
Well
yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Dizzy gets 2 points. I get none. Then we go to the final, the chair umpires for the finals. Eloise and I did not name one. Dizzy did. So he gets 5 points for that. Eloise and I get nothing. Then it came to our bonus questions. Eloise went for 8 or more British players will win at least one singles game. As usual, she was very risk averse, took the lower option, but was correct. So got points for that. Dizzy went for play will be stopped at 11 PM due to the curfew. I mean, in the end, I think we were unnecessarily generous for that one. I don't.
Yeah, it happened a lot.
Yeah, in my head it was more of a rarity, but I mean,
definitely, yeah. I definitely like after first day is like Dizzy's already got the bonus points, and then it carried on for the next couple days.
Yeah. So Dizzy gets points from that. I went for no titles for British players in the men's, women's, singles, doubles, girls singles, girls doubles, and the mixed doubles in the juniors and seniors. I was so close. So close. And then Cash and Glasspool in the men's doubles were the only British winners of a title. And so I lose points. So in the bonus section, Eloise picks up 2 points, Dizzy picks up 5 points, I lose 4. So the scores in the miscellaneous section end up being I get 24.5, Dizzy gets 22.5, Eloise gets 16. And so to the final scores. I mean, Eloise, I think you will be you'll be unsurprised
I could win here.
To learn, Eloise.
Could win.
You got 31.
Good score. Could win here.
It's a reasonable score. Dizzy, you got 44 and a half. So, solid score. So it comes down to, did I get more or less than 44 and a half? And the answer is, I got 41 and a half. Dizzy is the winner. Congratulations, Dizzy. Your first Bad Psychics title. How does it feel?
Exceptional. I owe my trophy to Belinda Benchlett.
Yes.
And it's the only time I've ever owed anything to her. So.
Yes. I mean, Belinda Bencic very much came in clutch. I think my chances were ruined by the bonus, you guys not giving me a low option to bail out on, which I thought was very
well,
mean.
alright, okay.
But also just being completely incompetent on the women's section, because, you know.
To be fair, Z, even if you had a lower option,
You would have lost.
and like if you'd had like -1, we'd have drawn.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it would have been like -2 +2 the lower option, so you were
Yeah, no, I know.
toast.
I think, yeah, in the end, Belinda Bencic was the difference. I think Dizzy got like 12 points just from writing the name Bencic down repeatedly. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed that episode. Tennis-wise, so our plan tennis-wise is to, at the end of this year, we're going to do some predictions for basically just tennis in 2026. We probably will do a Wimbledon episode as well and go into Wimbledon in a bit more depth. But I think it's, with it being free to air in the UK, it makes it a bit easier to predict and review that one than ones on Discovery or Sky and stuff like that. So that's going to be our plan for tennis. The next episode that you will see will, I believe, be the review of the Club World Cup, followed by some sort of wrestling-y podcast. I don't have anything to do with those ones.
SummerSlam. It'll be SummerSlam. If that's next, it will be the prediction of SummerSlam, and then probably the review of SummerSlam.
I think Women's Euros prediction will probably come between those two wrestling episodes. That's my guess. So that's what's coming up for you.
Okay.
If you are watching along with the channel, Eloise, I know tennis isn't necessarily your strongest subject, so thank you for coming on to this one. Dizzy, congratulations again, your first win. We will get you in the Bad Psychics Hall of Fame. And I once again finish second, because that seems to happen almost every time I do one of these. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you back for the next episode, and remember to always be big mystics, not big mistakes. Goodbye.